Good morning, Judy from Thistledew Creations. Today with a Happy Mail unboxing. I came home from a week at my dad's and there was several envelopes on my desk, so I opened them all last night and personally thanked all of the senders, but I wanted to just do a quick run through. And I do these because I enjoy watching them, so I thought maybe you guys would enjoy watching them. But I find it gives you ideas of different things you can use, different things you can send and in a swap, whereas we always kind of think we have to send the prettiest paper or the newest stickers or whatever, and it doesn't have to be all new stuff. This stuff, the old stuff, thrills me even more. So this one is from Glendale, Arizona. The last name's Tomlinson. I don't have the first name handy. But two little bags from Popcorn Chicken Bites. And I'm not sure if these are from a specific restaurant or if these are some generic thing that you can buy. But they're really cute and they'll make great little pockets in a journal. And then little tiny dictionary pages, 4 of them. And they're nicely aged, very nicely aged. A piece of graph paper with sort of a spiral bound edge on it that's perforated. I've never seen that color of graph paper before. And I'm a kitchen designer, so I've seen lots of different graph papers. And then this Arizona, 3 pages out of this Arizona brochure of Route 66. And so there's a map and a bunch of different photos that I can use, and this little shield, part of a shield. So anything that you have local from your area is usually interesting to people in other areas. It might be something that you consider common because you see it all the time, but you can always send a brochure or a pamphlet from your area, or pieces of newspaper, or local. In our area, there's a lot of local magazines that would be of interest to people in other areas. And then this is a 2-page spread from the Arizona Gazette with some interesting advertisements. This is quite old, it feels and looks like. Don't know if there's a date. I don't see one. There's a whole bunch of recipes. And then there's some interesting ads. Beauty shop. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and it's really old because look at telephone 4139. So that's old. I don't know when they started going to a 7-digit telephone. And then this is a little bit newer newspaper, not as yellow, 2014. But we've got someone's yellow lemonade stand. We've got Peoria Times. I don't know if she sent it for a specific reason. The lemonade stand's pretty cute. And then book sale volunteers. Kiss Me Kate. That's something I could just fussy cut and use. So, you know, just this most mundane piece of newspaper can be used in so many ways. And this was really cool. This is a 2-page spread out of an old TV Guide magazine. And this is the size that I remember the TV Guide being. And it's got to be from the 60s. It's American Bandstand has Aretha Franklin on, who sings Don't Cry Baby. So you could probably Google that and see when that was. But there's shows like Bat Masterson, Huckleberry Hound, Cimarron City, I don't even know that one. Robin Hood Adventure. All America Wants to Know, a discussion show. Never heard of that either. And then there's a bunch of the religion shows on the Sunday morning. I remember there was one here, I thought I remembered the name of it. Maybe This Is the Life. Maybe not. And then Thursday, we've got Ripcord and Rogues from 1948. So it's probably 50s or 60s. Ozzie and Harriet. Really cool. If anyone has old copies of the TV guide. That's a great thing to send. Now, we often just threw them away, right? Because it was just a 1 week thing that you needed it and then it would go in the garbage. And back in the day, there wasn't even recycling. So Little Miss Muffet and other nursery rhyme music paper, which is kind of cool. It's a nice off-white color. So that's a great little Happy Mail package. And I would think it wouldn't have been an expensive one to send because there's, unless she bought the vintage ephemera, it usually, a lot of us have a stack of vintage stuff from our parents or from our grandparents or from our own childhood that we've saved. And so this may not have cost her anything to send me, but I'm thrilled with every piece of it. So it doesn't always have to be that you're sending new things. Now this package was one that I purchased from the lady. She put it on Facebook that she had these things for sale. Becky Bowman from Smart Arts and Crafts Supplies in Nashville, Tennessee. And they're the Love Is clippings from through the years. Someone has obviously was into it and saved every one of them from the newspaper every week or whatever. And so I purchased several. She had them in packs of 10 or packs of 20 or something like that. And I purchased 5 packs. I think it was only $10 for all of these, including shipping. So if you're looking for something interesting like that, watch for Becky Bowman's posts. I'll try to link in the description box which group she was in. I don't remember because she is from the States, so it wouldn't have been one of my Canadian groups. But I wasn't sure what I was going to do today. Now I know that I have to work with these because it's almost Valentine's Day and I've hardly done any Valentine's stuff. So there's those two. And then this one was out of the blue. This is a woman who I have traded ATCs with before, Miriam Hanfield. And she, from Junk Journal Junkies Canada Facebook group. So she sent me one of my wishes and a random act of kindness as well in the same package. And her business card says Canadian artist, author, and cottage creatrix. I've never heard that term before. And it's got a picture of a little wooden rainbow block set, which I think is interesting. I'm wondering if Miriam makes those. But she's from Collinton, Alberta. And she had seen my request in one of my videos for some of these fabric edges that shows all the colors that are in that fabric. I had received a piece of upholstery fabric in a swap from Waverly, I believe, this one. And when I was showing it, I mentioned that I was looking for these little edge pieces. And so she, right away, I guess, realized she had some and said she would send some to me. And then she asked if I would like, she knew that I liked bees, so she asked if I would like some cross-stitched bees. And I said, of course. So she sent me these 3 little bees. I just love them. They're so dainty and pretty, and I'll find a special place to use them for sure. And then she also sent me this little swatch of vintage fabrics that she's stapled together. And I told her as well when I thanked her last night that I really enjoyed getting the vintage fabrics because they just have a certain quality to them, a feel, being already washed for years. And she said that these were all fabrics that she saved from her mother and promised her mother that she would share them. So that's kind of a nice thing too. And she says she's got a group of sewing friends who are also saving these for me so that I can do a master board or something with them. So that'll be fun to get more of those. And then this package came with this. It came in an envelope, but then this was inside, and it has this beautiful wax seal on it and the beautiful pink. I don't think they're wax anymore. It feels plasticky. But this one was one for someone, I believe, who was a new subscriber that I sent Happy Mail to. It's from Dorothy Smith in Merrickville, Ontario. I'm pretty sure it was because I was sending her something. She wanted to send something back. So she sent me 2 pieces of cream colored cardstock. That was mainly there to protect the postage stamps. So she sent me a whole bunch of international postage stamps in, she said she picked them out because of the pretty colors, which I really appreciate. So many times you get postage stamps and they're really dull colors. So to put them in with your collages, it's often nice to have a certain color. So I got a really good variety here. Lots of purples and pinks and coral and yellow and green. So very good assortment of all vintage ones. And a nice little note on this beautiful little paper with the fox cartoon on it. So I'm really happy with those. Add them to my postage stamp collection. And then the last envelope was the larger swap that I did with Carol Langlois from Orleans, Ontario, and she has a fairly new Facebook group. She didn't write it on here, did she? I think it's Junk Journals Swaps Canada. I gotta find this because I really do want to give her a boost with this. I will link it. Junk Journal Swaps and Giveaways Canada. And she's a fairly new group, 34 members. So if you're interested in doing swaps, especially within Canada, do go over and check out her group and sign up. We did a swap, just the 2 of us. Kind of out of the blue. I posted something about loving to do swaps and she asked if I wanted to do one, so here we are. I did post a video of what I sent her, and now this is going to be what she sent me. So I was pretty happy with what I received back in return from her. I got these little square envelopes and cards, dark green striped, and these really cute little pouches that have the 2-disc closure. And they're made of cardstock, pink one and a green one. And then these rose gold heart stickers, which maybe I should leave these out to use with my Valentine's decorating today. And then these little bags, they almost make me think they must have come with this in a kit or something. They're so similar. But these are little, I guess, glassine or parchment or paper. They just seem, maybe they're just glossy paper, but they're just little paper bags that you can use in your junk journal. These would make a great background for botanical, like a pretty pink rose or something. I never usually reach for much green, but it's great as a background for florals. So I'll definitely use those. These pink little envelopes, well, actually they're not envelopes, they're like a little fold out with this thing tucks in. They're pretty with the pink butterflies. And then there's the same thing with a green, nice sagey green. And then more of these little bags. These one feel more like parchment than paper. And these are more of a lime green. Again, a nice background for a floral, nice fresh spring floral for this one. Maybe a more rich burgundy or red rose for that one, and a paler one for this. And I love these ones. Magenta and navy. Just love that color combo. And these are a nice bigger size. So great little assortment of envelopes and pouches. And then there was this package of film strips. I thought there was one loose one. I haven't looked through them to see what all the pictures are, but they're somebody's pictures from their camera, the film strips from it. So those are great to use too. And I haven't really used anything like that. I do like it when I see other people doing it. I just never had, well, I have some old ones, but I didn't want to use the ones I had because they're my own family pictures. These ones aren't, you know, they don't mean as much, so I won't be wanting to hoard them. And then a bunch of charms. I think she might have been a former, or jewelry maker in a former life, or maybe even still is. I guess I still am too. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of charms and beads, like hundreds of boxes. But these I will just sort into those boxes and probably use most of them. There's a little bit of chain, might be a necklace that has a clasp on it. So those are always fun to get to. When you're doing a larger swap, that's when you can usually squeak in some heavier items like that. And then this necklace I thought was really cute. It's a vintage telephone dial. And in the middle it says Olympic 46753. And then there's a chain for it in the antique gold. So I like that. And then a whole little sleeve of bling. So this is the stick-on bling, mostly. A few different ones, some that I have not seen. And pink and green, like I said, are always good for using with botanicals. And that's the other thing, you know, if someone says to you in a swap that they're into botanicals and you don't have any botanicals to share, send them something they can use with botanicals. Like this is all going to be good with botanicals. And then a beautiful piece of organza, looks like machine embroidered rose, blue rose. That's very pretty. That would be a really nice focal point on the cover of a journal. And then these pieces I think are from like dollar store window clings or something like that. But this beautiful pink and purple rose and the leaves that go with it. I'm not sure if it's from the same thing or not, but I can certainly use them together, splice it together and use it. And it's got a little bit of a rhinestone look there. That's really pretty. More of a bold look. And then another little bag of mauve and dark green, mostly, rhinestones. And this little bag has paper butterflies, which I think are just beautiful, like a crimped paper, and with a rhinestone as the body. I thought those were really pretty. Can't wait to use those. And then a bunch of paper flowers as well. So that's a great little thing to send. And then some papers. We've got, again, I think this is dollar store window stickers or whatever, or wall art maybe. Lemons, great for a food journal or a cookbook journal. And then some scrapbook paper, a piece of yellow to go with the lemons. And then I was really thrilled with these 8x8s that she sent. We've got some tickets, which I will just fussy cut those. It would be funny, you know, if I forgot where I got them, fussy cut them, spent hours, well, a couple hours fussy cutting them, put them all in a little box and forget where I got them, and then come back in 6 months and do a master board with them. Would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? That's something I would do. Like my husband said one time, I was creating a lot of strips, doing paperwork or paper crafting. And then one day I was gluing all the strips together and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm making paper out of my paper scraps." And he just laughed at me. You just go get some more paper. Anyway, and then there's this sort of a collage of music paper, great for backgrounds. Probably use that for ATC backgrounds. And then a page of scrapbook paper. It's like a cardstock of portraits. So I will probably cut all those up as well and try to start doing some of that vintage Tim Holtzy looking collages. And then some 6x6s. We've got some here with old cars and people, black and white photos. This is the paper that's kind of more hazy and dull looking. I like the background there, the back page. And then some bee stuff. We've got bees on a hive with the white background. And then just a hexagon design, and then bees on some flowers. I have a special container that I keep just bee stuff in. So I want to do a bee journal. And then collage of receipts and invoices and stuff. shrunk quite a bit. Like these are obviously bigger in real life. And then same thing, sort of travel receipts and tickets from a cruise ship theme. And then these papers have like a tab on the end. So they were 6 by 6.5 ish, probably out of a paper pad. So I really like the brown buffalo check or gingham. Really like that. I do use a lot of gingham. Pattern on the other side's okay, but it's the gingham that gets me. And then purple, we've got a sort of a Moroccan tile look on the back of that one. I love this one. Really love that one. Might do some fussy cutting with that. And then a polka dot. What's on the back of the polka dots? Just a trellis design. And then sort of a Moroccan design with the trellis again. So that's interesting, the way that they did different papers with different backings. I don't know what pad this is out of. If you have that information, Carol, we'd love to know, because I think there's some really pretty papers there. And then there was another little packet in a plastic bag of more small bits of paper. So we got Shine Bright Like a Diamond with a floral background. Stop and Smell the Roses. And those are white on the back. And some labels. You can use those on my as mailing labels for my Happy Mail. And these I love. Aqua with pink roses. Any day I'll take those. And then a brighter pink backing on that one. I absolutely love these. And these are almost ATC size, I think. Maybe a little bigger. And then this beautiful aqua with gold script. I have a script stamp. So I could do this with embossing. I just haven't tried the embossing yet. But I do have some embossing powders and my mom's heat gun. So those I'm really thrilled with. And then we've got a bunch of tags. Some purple polka dots. Looks like they go with those bags. Probably was a big scrapbooking set or something, I would guess. I often pick stuff like that up at yard sales. And that one's a white one I can dress. Well, it's an off-white one. It's whiter on the back than it is on the front. And these purples again. And then some little hello there cards with lines. Oh, I love these. These will go good with that brown buffalo check. Little postage stamps, butterflies on the back. I'll probably cut out the postage stamps and use that side. And use them individually. This is really pretty. White background, probably, maybe out of a greeting card or something, although it looks factory cut. Really beautiful wreath of white flowers with soft greenery. Really pretty. Be bold, be brave, be you. Another tag looks like one she's made, which is nice. I always try to include one thing that I've made instead of just supplies with any swap. So this one has some floral background, a photo of a woman, and then some flowers and the word remember, and then some lace. And the back side is dictionary page, a specimen tag, and a tiny little envelope. Let's see what's in here. A little tiny red flower. That's so cute. I'm gonna have to do something like that. I've got a bunch of little envelopes. I've never sized anything to put in them. But this is done on, it probably, my guess would be that it's done on like recycled cardstock of some sort. She's wrapped it completely with the book page and then decorated on top. And a specimen number 2, Blooming 2022. Created by Michelle Ramsey. I don't know, maybe she didn't make it, or maybe that is just part of the specimen tag. So let us know, Carol, in the comments where that card came from. It's pretty. I like it. And then these are really cute, these little girls. Kind of a small bookmark size or a tag or It'd be great in a children's journal or a sewing journal, or because they kind of remind me of the pictures on the front of patterns, sewing patterns, but really cute. And there's a black and white photo. It's got like a playing card backing, but it appears to be, doesn't appear to be glued up. It appears that it would have come that way. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's supposed to be like a, what do they call them, cabinet cards? I'm not sure. And then we have some more floral papers. These are like, I'm going to say 4x6, but it's more like 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. So I don't know if these were cut out of bigger scrapbook paper or if they were offcuts from a project, but all nice. That'll be great for Valentine's. Really like the lacy back too. So those are all good. I like the brightness of these colors. Like it's not super bright, but they're not pastels. Really pretty. And then we've got Everything Has So Much Beauty. With some stylized watercolor looking poppies. I got a couple of those cards. Those will go in my November bin. Oh, and some knives, forks, and spoons. Let's see, these are smaller, like scrapbook paper packs, probably. Maybe Temu or something like that. And again, gray gingham. Pretty floral with it. I could use that on a envelope as well for my Happy Mail. I'm always looking for things to use to decorate my envelopes. And then a park bench. Actually, I think it might be a swing. It's got the strings going up. I love a porch swing. It's something that's been on my wish list for years. Problem is we live up on a windy hill and it would always be banging against the house. Nice butterfly and daisy picture, and then a beautiful white rose. This one's on glossy cardstock. It's almost like a postcard size. And then a pretty pink rose, same thing. And then more, I think that's that same paper, no. Another piece of it. And then pink and purple metallic or shimmer, kind of a pearlized cardstock. And then love, I can use that today too. So a really great assortment. I know that Carolyn said she was happy with what I sent her, and I'm really happy with what you sent me, Carol. So maybe we should keep the swapping going. We can do some more, instigate some more swaps in the group, and maybe get a few more subscribers to your group or followers to swap with. So if you enjoy doing swaps and Happy Mail, if you're just starting out and you're trying to get a collection of supplies together, don't forget about the things that don't cost you money that you can send, especially if you have old paperwork from your family that you know no one's ever going to do anything with it. Go through it and see what you've got for vintage ephemera that you can send if you don't have a lot of craft supplies. But also check out my videos about thrifting, thrift hauls, and yard sale hauls, because that's where you're going to be able to find the most interesting and inexpensive items that you can use and swap with. So if you think you don't have anything to trade, you're probably wrong. Just take another look around your house in all the junk drawers and places. So thank you all very much for watching. Now I have to figure out what I'm going to make today. And with all these options, it makes it harder to figure out. But I think I'm going to start with the Love Is items because they definitely have my heart, so to speak. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. But most of all, have a great day. Thanks for watching.